Yes, everybody, we are back live in the building, and it looks like I know the here we go came from Fabrizio Romano, which meant the deal was completely done, but the player still has to pass his medical, and apparently there were two parts to the medical. One, the first part he passed this Sunday, and then he passed the second part on Monday. So Sunday and Monday were the two parts, and he's apparently completed that medical. So now it's 100% done, and he's going to be signing his Liverpool contract in the next 24 hours. So I think within the next 24 to 48 hours, we'll see the official announcement from the club, because obviously they need to film the ideas that they have for the announcement, and then that needs to be, produced and edited and all that. So it probably within the next 24 to 48 hours, you guys, we should see Jeremie Frimpong officially as a Red. Trent still hasn't even played his last game for Liverpool, well, unless he doesn't play against Crystal Palace. We'll see, and already we have a replacement. We saw how good Connor Cafu Bradley was yesterday, getting an assist for the opener right for Harvey Elliott. But man, Slot is going to be hyped to know that he has two completely different profiles at right back that he can utilize. And that's what's got me absolutely hyped for next season, you guys. The fact that we have someone not just of Jeremie Frimpong's quality, but then when you look at his interviews and you see some behind the scenes coverage, he seems like he's such a character, such good vibes. He adds to the whole Dutch FC institution that Slot is building at Liverpool. And you just love to see it. You absolutely love to see it. This is going to be a window to remember. Oh, yes, indeed. Pratik, shout out to you in the building. Is Florian Wirtz going to go to Liverpool? Adam, I think there's a bigger chance he goes to Bayern, but because Man City, and this was confirmed by Paul Joyce yesterday, by the way, because Man City have pulled out, it seems like if he decides to not stay in Germany, or let's say Leverkusen don't want to sell to Bayern because they're straight rivals, you never know, that could happen. It seems like then the other destination, the only other option is Liverpool, because City have pulled out. So I would say it's not impossible, you guys. It really is not impossible for Florian Wirtz to also become a Liverpool player. But again, it all depends on what happens with Bayern, because as of right now, it looks like it's more likely he'll go to Bayern. He's their main target for the summer, but it seems like he's also our main target. All the most reliable sources are saying that we want to kind of go all in on Florian Wirtz, because he would cost 100 million plus, and we're not going to spend that much on a few different players, you know what I mean? Yo, Shokri, nice to see you in the building. Yes, indeed. Frimpong, Bradley rotation when Salah is at AFCON will be fire. Oh my god, Amir, imagine that as well. And we saw again Connor Bradley. We know how solid he is defensively. We saw, for example, him up against Kylian Mbappe in the Champions League against Real Madrid. He kept him in his pocket. But yesterday was another reminder as to how good Connor Bradley can be going forward. And remember, he's still just, 21 years old? So he'll develop that side of his game. But man, is he a complete fullback. And then Jeremie Frimpong, yeah, he's just going to be straight vibes going forward, especially. Straight vibes. I want to give a special shout out, though, to Bobby Firmino as well, who played his last home game for the club 2 years ago today. Absolute legend. I was at that game. It was against Villa, and he got a beautiful ovation at Anfield. So many people crying, Brazil flags all over the place. He was in tears with his family. It was just absolutely beautiful to see those scenes. Hayden says, "This is the first time I have watched your live videos. Love your content." Hayden, welcome in the building. Welcome. Hopefully this summer there'll be a lot of live streams to come. Transfer ones will be a bit shorter, because obviously it's just to kind of run down. But we had to jump on this one because, man, the fact that he's now completed his medical, we're going to get official confirmation from Liverpool, the club, obviously official confirmation from the club very, very soon. So you just love to see it. Jeremy says, "I'm an Arsenal fan, but I still love Liverpool. Can you please say hello to me?" Hello to you, Jeremy. Respectful Arsenal fan in the building. Wow. Is there any other position Frimpong can play? Yeah, he can play right wing. It's obviously his best position probably is right wing back, but he can play right wing. He played very, very attacking for Leverkusen. So I could see him, depending again on what Slot is looking for in certain games, I could see him potentially playing on the right wing, especially you guys, when Salah is off to AFCON, and given Chiesa probably will likely leave this summer, so that's why also he's a fantastic signing in that aspect, because he is kind of versatile, he brings a lot going forward. Jalapeno, yes man. man. W Leo finally on time for these streams. Let's go, LFC Avery. We're all buzzing in the building because Jeremie Frimpong will be officially announced by the club probably in the next 24 to 48 hours, because as you can see, he's signing his contract. He's completed both parts of his medical, and I think we're all absolutely buzzing. First time, we're also, bro, watching you live. Really amazing. Love from India. Pratik, big up to you. And Hassan is in the building as well. So excited to have Frimpong at Liverpool. Love his personality. Feels like a true Red through and through. Yes. Red's Army's in the building too. Will there be new signings for our stickers? If you guys want to see that, yes, LFC Avery. After it's officially announced and we see them in the Liverpool shirt, yes, I will add those stickers because I know how hyped up not just me, but all of you guys in the building will be. So I'll add new stickers in the building this summer. Absolutely, LFC Avery. Like I said, lots of live streams to come because it seems like it's going to be a very busy summer for us, which is fantastic news. Troy King, yeah, all good. Do you think Bradley could play as a center back if Konate leaves? Nah, he's not a center back. And Konate has to stay, bro. We got to do everything we can to get Ibu Konate to sign that extension. I'm a person who loves to spread kindness. So here is a little message. You're amazing and a gift, and you're a credit to the world. Remember, you're very special and you're loved. The unique video editor, thank you for that kind message. You're very special as well for spreading kindness around, you know, absolute legend. The unique video editor, where are you from, by the way? Kaz says, big up, Leo, you'll never walk alone. Kirk has next. We gotta act quick on that one, though, because apparently Man City are also interested. They want to sign a left back, and apparently their top option is also Milos Kerkez. So obviously we're leading the race for that because we were the first to it. But bro, we gotta seal the deal ASAP because I don't like the fact that Man City is also pursuing him. You know, because obviously we know they usually go big in the transfer markets like we saw in January. What do you think about the signing? Also, I'm back in the building. Yes, Khan, I'm absolutely buzzing about the signing, Khan. For me, it's a 10 out of 10. Because of the price tag, I think there's no risk involved. Under £30 million for a proven player at the top level, Champions League, you know, Bundesliga winner. You know, he's played in the Champions League for Leverkusen. He won, obviously, the Bundesliga with Leverkusen. And yeah, it's an absolute no-brainer, and I'm buzzing. Don't City already have Guardiola? Maybe they're planning on playing him at center back. I don't know, but apparently they did. No, so City backed off on Florian Wirtz, but there's new reports that just came that City really want Kerkez. They really want Kerkez as well. So guys, we gotta be on it. We gotta be on it. He's going to be in Manchester tonight as well, but obviously not for that reason. Hopefully he's in Manchester because Bournemouth play City away today. Y'all have Robertson, so don't worry too much now, but we need a younger left back to come this summer. That's a priority position for us. I remember when you made that video about Frimpong not signing because the drive was too far, but now he's here. Oh yes, exactly. Back in the academy days, Frimpong was closer joining Liverpool, and look, now it's happened. All these years later, he's gone to the club he wanted to come to. You cover every news. I started supporting Liverpool this season. Because of you, I get every news very much. Thank you. Pratik, thank you for the support. It really means the world, you being in the building and everything. Thank you for the support. We can't let Kerkez go to Liverpool. I agree. What do you think of Ryan Enyori for a left back? I think if we can't get Cherki, he would be a fantastic option. But again, it seems like Wolves would ask for big money. He's had a fantastic season there this season. What would you change from the starting 11? I think, like I said, we need a starting left back. We need a starting striker. Those are the two main positions for me that we need to fill, that we need to go big on this summer. And it looks like Saudi is still interested in Darwin, which is fantastic news. Oh, by the way, Apple Tree, thank you for the super chat. I missed it. Who says, do you think Kerkez is coming to Liverpool? Yes, Apple Tree. I believe he'd rather join the Premier League champions over City, and the fact that he has his mate Szoboszlai already at the club, I think he could just adjust very, very quickly. And like I said, I think he's that good that from game week one, he's in our starting 11 already, you know? So I do believe he's going to come, but I just hope we're not trying to be too clever in the negotiations, and I just want us to get it done because, like I said, Real Madrid apparently are interested if they can't get that other left back they want to get, and then City really want to sign Kerkez as well. So Apple Tree, we just got to seal the deal ASAP. Leo Kerkez, like Fabrizio's post, I saw that. Yes, indeed, I saw that. Has lots of energy, can't lose out. I love his energy, his pace, and I think no disrespect to Robbo because he was such a complete left back. I think for 2 to 3 years he was the best left back in the world. One thing though is I don't think he has many goals to his game. Whereas I think Kirkez, I've seen some of the goals he scored back in this PSV days, but also, for Bournemouth, bro, he bombards forward and he has a shot on him. So that's something that he can add as well. He can add a real threat in the final third that I don't think Robbo had. Obviously, Robbo had the assist, but I'm talking about the goal side of things. I think he could score 5 goals a season for us, you know what I mean? Which might not seem like a lot, but if it's a goal that's a real difference maker in a game, it can mean something, We really need a center back too. I agree. And I could see one LFC Avery. I think one of Kwanzaa or Gomez will leave this summer. And if that happens, I can see us going for Jorel Hato. Jorel Hato, I think, is the one. Yes, Dave's LFC chats. How do you rate this Frimpong signing? How do you rate this signing? It's going to be a big summer for us. Why choose City with all their fair play, with their financial, a Devil's advocate? I can't say too much about obviously all the charges, up against City because I just don't know the details, but it seems like they might be getting away with it. With the amount of money they spent in January, I can't imagine that they don't think they're going to get away with it. Alex, thank you for the super chat, who says Trent could never sign a contract. I mean, did you see at the end there yesterday? I'm going to be making a video on that today, you guys, but he seemed real emotional at the end there. He seemed real emotional, and I think not that he's regretting his decision because he's had 2 years to decide whether he wanted to leave Liverpool and go to Madrid. I think it's more so just emotionally sad that it's ended the way that it has. For example, last night was Trent's last ever away game for Liverpool, right? He didn't get to play on the pitch, and the Liverpool fans in the away end were going crazy the whole time, but they didn't do anything, no farewell, no nothing for Trent, So I think he was probably emotional about the way all of this has ended, the way it's probably not ended the way he would have hoped. But I feel sorry for him on the one hand, but on the other, I don't, because he's the one that mishandled the whole situation. He should have handled it better, and now he's paying the price for that. He's paying the price, But you could see that yesterday he was feeling emotions. There's no doubt about it. He was feeling emotions, Do you think Wirtz would be better than Szoboszlai? I hope Wirtz, bro, I think Szoboszlai could still start. I think he's too good to be on the bench, So I think we'd find a way to get both of them in. Yes, go 12. Leo, what country are you from? Mad, I'm half French, half Icelandic. But I lived in the US for over 10 years. Trent's the best actor I've ever seen in my life. No, I do think he's feeling the emotions. He does love Liverpool Football Club. You can still love the club, but the problem is, like I said, he just really mishandled the situation. He really did, And he's paying the price for that. This window is already a good window. Yes. Now we just got to get the here we go for Kirkez. But yeah, apparently City have joined the race for him. So like I said, can't wait till there's a Frimpong sticker. Yes, Patrick, as soon as it's officially announced, we'll make a sticker. As soon as it's officially announced, which should be in the next 24 to 48 hours. The tech on Wirtz is actually insane, bro. Not just that, it's not just his pure ability on the ball. He's extremely versatile, and he's clinical in the final third. Again, if we look at the goal contributions the last 2 seasons, he's shown that he has consistency, and he's shown that he can be the star player for the German national team too. So he's elite. I don't care how young he is. He's already elite. Just like I would say Lamine Yamal is already elite. I don't care about age. I just look at performance and the numbers they put up and how decisive some of these players are. And I would say he's in the elite bracket, which is very rare to come by in the market for those players to be available. But trust me, Florian Wirtz, even though I know Paul Joyce said in his article that there's a chance he stays at Leverkusen, in my opinion, there's no chance he stays at Leverkusen. And I say that because Xavi Alonso's left and Frimpong has left. Obviously, he's joining us. But Jonathan Tah has left. I don't think with the amount of top clubs that are interested in him that he would want to stick around when Leverkusen probably isn't going to win anything next season because they're going to have a rebuild, They're going to be signing new players. So, yeah, he's definitely leaving in my opinion. City have indeed dropped out. Will you get his shirt, Leo? Reem? Potentially. LFC Avery says, imagine in the next game, Gomez scores a screamer, kisses the badge, and leaves next season. What a fairy tale story that would be. Absolutely, that would be special. Thank you, Adam, for the support in the building. And thank you, Orlando, for the support. I appreciate it. Ahmed, thank you for the super chat as well. Beneficial says, imagine if we played a 5-3-2 with 2 wing backs. I don't know, it could cook, but I'll leave it up to Slot to cook again. Me too. I'll leave that up to Slot. He knows the tactical side of things way better than I do, so I'll leave it to Slot 100%. Wirtz looking probable, people. Yes, Red Rebellion. Like I said, if 1, Leverkusen don't want to sell to Bayern, or 2, he wants a kind of new adventure outside of Germany, the only other destination seems like it would be Liverpool, just because City pulled out of the race. So fingers crossed. If that deal got done over the line, bro, I wouldn't be able to sleep. That would be too special. It would be way too special of a signing. I never in a million years at the start of the season would I have expected a Florian Wirtz signing this summer. I gotta be honest. Mika says, what will happen with Georgi Mamadashvili? He's going to have to be a bench player. He's going to have to be our number 2, just like Kelaha. He'll play in the cup competitions, probably the domestic cups, right? So the Carabao and the FA Cup. But look at Alisson again yesterday. We should have lost. We should have conceded more than 3 goals, let's be honest. But Alisson came up with another big performance. You know, he's proven again this season. It took him a bit of time to find his flow after returning from the injury. But bro, when Alisson is fully fit, I don't see a goalkeeper that starts over him for Liverpool. He's just perfect for us. And unfortunately for like I said, for Mamadashvili, he's coming right now, and he's going to be our number 2 until Alisson leaves the club. He's just too good. Alisson couldn't be a number 2. Beneficial love from Australia. Big up in the building. Patrick says, I could see the Wirtz deal happening because I don't think Leverkusen would willingly strengthen Bayern. Fingers crossed, bro. Fingers crossed. Charlotte, nice to see you in the building, who says, is Wirtz a number 9? No, he's not a number 9. But could he play a false 9 role? Yes, I think he could. You know, I was saying before, he is a very versatile player. And I think kind of no matter where you put him in those attacking areas, he's going to be a difference maker for us. For any team, really. You know, I think he starts for any team in world football. That's how good he is. So maybe Slot has something up his sleeve, and maybe we set up differently next season. I could see that being the case as well. I think this is just stage 1 of Liverpool under Slot. I could see us, like I said, setting up differently next season, and that's Wirtz maybe in a false 9 role. I don't know, but if we're willing to push that hard for Wirtz, trust me, it means that he would get into our starting 11 right away. That there's no doubt about. FC FIFA says, Leo, do you think we should sell Lucho? We can get at least 60 to 70 million pounds, which can help us in the signing of a proper number 9. FC FIFA, I would sell Darwin first. You know, Slot, it's clear to see that Jota nor Darwin will be our starting number 9s. Think about it. Like, when they've both been fully fit towards the latter part of this season, Slot would rather start Lucho down the middle, which says it all. It just shows if Jota sticks around, he'll be a squad player. And same with Darwin. So I think if big bids come in for those players this summer, I would sell. I would sell because if Saudi, for the reports are saying Saudi are interested, they could potentially bid good money for them. Whereas Lucho, I think, bro, he's shown that he can be versatile. He's done a job for us on the right wing. He's done fantastic. Obviously, left wing is his best position. He's done well at times down the middle for us this season. So I would rather sell Jota and Darwin before I sell Lucho, personally, FC FIFA. That's my personal opinion. What do you think about us going for strikerless? Theo, if Florian Wirtz is that guy to be that kind of false 9 down the middle, and Slot believes that's what can help us win the whole lot, then I'm all for it, Theo. I'm going to back whatever Slot has envisioned for next season. I will back it because I'm looking at PSG. They're favorites probably to win the Champions League this season. They're strikerless. They don't play with a proper striker. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I don't think it's a problem to be strikerless in modern football right now. Look, I think the best City sides that we saw didn't play with a proper striker. And I wouldn't even say Bobby Firmino was a traditional striker. I wouldn't say he was like a lethal striker, a poacher in the box. He was more of a false nine role. And we definitely played our best football with Bobby Firmino in the team. Look, this man right here, my favorite player from the Klopp era. So if we go strikerless, but we have Slot has other ideas up his sleeve, like I was just mentioning, Florian Wirtz in the false nine role, bro, I will fully back it. Absolutely, I would fully back it. Uncle Joe, thank you very much for the super chat, who says, worst number 9, Darwin or Andy Carroll? Nah, bro, Darwin for me was better than Andy Carroll. Darwin was better than Andy Carroll. But I agree, Darwin hasn't worked out the way we would have hoped. But I would say Darwin has had more moments than Andy Carroll did. Did you see Trent did not applaud the fans? No, I didn't see. I did see Susan, though, that he was real emotional. I saw that he was real emotional. Lucho is the one out of Diogo and Darwin that I would want to stay. Exactly. Even Chiesa, bro, if Chiesa is going to play that little amount of time, I think for the betterment of his career, he's got to go to like a Napoli or go back to Italy, you know? Because if he's just going to play like early Carabao Cup games, it's just not fair for that level of talent and that level of player and the enthusiasm he shows, you know? Cheetos, thank you for the support. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I fully back Slot's plans, exactly. And like I was saying, bro, watch PSG this season. They've been a joy. And like I said, they have Gonzalo Ramos, right, who is more of an out-and-out kind of striker, but he's not starting for PSG. So even though PSG have had a out-and-out number 9, he hasn't been crucial in this potentially historical season for PSG. They've played probably, you know, I speak to my friends who are PSG fans. My uncle is a huge PSG fan. One of my best friends, Pablo, is a huge PSG fan. And he said this is probably the best PSG side they've watched. And mind you, they've had Kylian Mbappe, Zlatan, Messi, Neymar. They say this is, for them, this is the most balanced PSG team they've watched. And that's why they're confident they're going to beat Inter in the final. And again, do they play with an out-and-out number 9? No, they don't. So that's why whatever Slot has up his sleeve for next season, I'm backing it, baby. Absolutely, I'm backing it. Beneficial says Isak would be a dream. Can't wait for a big summer. Maybe, yeah, I don't know, Theo, but I don't think Slot is gonna have one way that he plays. I really don't think so. And I could see how the Premier League is an attractive destination. You're saying apparently the Premier League is an attractive destination for Florian Wirtz. I could understand, and I think he would actually suit Premier League football. I really think he would. New centre back would be nice. Copite, hopefully Jorel Hato, since Dean Huijsen is out of the window. Yeah, Red Rebellion, I don't see a world where Alexander Isak leaves Newcastle. I really don't. I was saying that before. Realistically, which striker do you think will join Liverpool? Not a dream, but realistic. Realistic, probably Alvarez and Isak are out of the window. And that's why I think we're pushing hard for Florian Wirtz, because we're looking at the other options in the market, the likes of Benjamin Sesko, Ugo Ekitike, or Liam Delap. And I think Slot doesn't see those players as major improvements on a Darwin or a Jota. That's the problem. As good, as promising as they kind of looked. Same with, for example, Gyökeres. He's doing the business in Portugal, but so did Darwin. You know what I mean? And I think they're kind of similar profiles. So I think we're not willing to fork out a 90 million fee for those type of players. No, Liam Delap would be much cheaper because he obviously has that 30 million pound release clause. But the others that I mentioned, Benjamin Sesko, especially Benjamin Sesko and Ugo Ekitike, they're apparently both Leipzig and Frankfurt are apparently asking for 90 million plus. And if it's really that much of a fee, I think, like I said, we'd rather go all out on a Florian Wirtz or hopefully an Alvarez and pay more probably than the market price, but just because there aren't that many elite players available this summer, and we got to go for at least one elite player because we have 2 years left of Virgil van Dijk and 2 years left of Mohamed Salah, so we have to keep winning right now. We got to take advantage of that. LFC Avery says Ryan Cherki, he's a striker, right? No, he's not a striker. He's more of a number 10 and then a left winger and a right winger. So he's actually pretty versatile. When you look at where he's played for Lyon, he's a very versatile player. And LFC Avery, I could see us going for him this summer. The only problem, I go back to the same problem of a Liam Delap, for example, or Jonathan David, Ryan Cherki will have a lot of suitors this summer because Lyon are apparently asking for 25 million euros. That's a bargain fee for someone of Cherki's ability. And therefore, I think wherever he goes, he's going to want to be a guaranteed starter. And can Liverpool offer him a guaranteed starting place? I'm not so sure. And that's why I'm not convinced we're going to get Cherki, even though I do think we'll be interested. For example, Man United apparently are going to be pushing for Cherki as well. I think they can probably offer him a starting 11 position with the way they're going to be setting up for next season. So it's one to look out for, but I'm not sure that it'll happen. Not so sure. Who do I want to win? Inter or PSG? For me, PSG. Because I have quite a few friends who are PSG fans. Dembele is PSG striker, bro. He's a classical winger. He's the furthest thing from a striker, but clearly it's worked out for them this season. What about Szoboszlai? Wirtz plays the false nine. I mean, we saw yesterday again, bro. Szoboszlai is that good of a player that I think he starts in our team no matter what. Whether that's box to box in the 8 role, whether it's in the 10 role, I don't know. But Szoboszlai, for me, is a guaranteed starter in the team. He's that good. He's just that good. I don't see a world where he doesn't start. And like I said, we don't know exactly how Slot will set up next season. But I just don't see a world where Szoboszlai sits on that bench. Because for me, he's a top player. And I don't think he gets the recognition he deserves for how crucial he's been for this Liverpool team in us winning our 20th league title this season. Patrick says Cherki could come in because in the long term, I think he could replace Salah, but I don't think it's time for him for that yet. Cherki will want to start. That's the thing. That's what I'm saying, Patrick. He'll have so many suitors this summer for that price tag of 25 million euros. And like I said, I think he'll want to be a guaranteed starter. Same with Liam Delap, same with Jonathan David. And that's why I'm not so sure that those happen, Vasudev, thank you for the super chat, who says City in for Kirkez. Apparently, I know he's understood to be interested, but I think hopefully he's more interested in Liverpool. From what I hear from the reports, he's more keen on a move to Liverpool. He could join his fellow teammate Szoboszlai. The only issue is if City really is interested, and reliable reports are saying City want to sign Kirkez, it would mean that Bournemouth have more space to bargain on the transfer fee. They can say, look, City is willing to pay 45 million pounds. If you're trying to negotiate with us for a 38 million pound fee with some installments, we'd rather just accept the City bid. So unless you match what City is willing to offer, we're just going to sell him to City. That could happen. And I do think now that City has entered the race, it means that we're going to have to pay the fee that just Bournemouth want, because there's going to be a lot of competition for him, Bro, if it's Gyökeres for 65 million euros, that's a bargain fee as well. That really is a bargain fee. We'd have to go for that.
Really attractive option for him.
Yeah, in Germany, from Sky Sports Germany, they're saying that Wirtz really hasn't made his decision yet. That he's really that he's undecided. He hasn't made his decision. He finds the Premier League to be attractive. He doesn't know if he wants to stay in Germany, like I said, go to Bayern or join Liverpool, but probably he's going to make up his mind soon. He'll have to, you know what I mean? And hopefully that's to come to the UK. Sonny says, why get Mamardashvili and let Kelleher go? Doesn't make any sense. I think because our scouting department thinks that Mamardashvili's ceiling is much higher than Kelleher. I think that's why. And I think one of the reasons we were willing to fork out that fee to get him last summer is because they saw a real opportunity in the market. And again, for me, they know this stuff better than us. The only thing that feels a bit devastating, not devastating, but sad, is just the fact that Kelleher did everything, I think, to deserve a starting position for Liverpool in terms of the amount of times he stepped up for us. It just looks like it's not going to happen for him, and he's going to be leaving this summer. So it feels harsh, but that's the reality of football. It is harsh, We should go for Xerxes, phenomenal striker. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be. I actually think Joshua Zirkzee is a good player. And again, any player that's at United right now, I wouldn't really judge them just because that place is a graveyard. Look at how Antony has gone on to do so well at Real Betis, you know? So I wouldn't judge United players right now. And I think Zirkzee could be successful at Liverpool, but I don't see him making the switch from United to Liverpool. No chance. Patrick says that's true about Gyökeres. He's leaving confirmed and Sporting wants 65 million. I think that's a risk worth taking if we don't get Wirtz. Obviously, Arsenal will want him too, though. Yeah, if it's that price, that's a no-brainer. Oh, did he just post? He'll wear the number... yes, guys. Frimpong will wear the number 30. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Guys, Frimpong will wear the number 30. What are we saying? Jeremie Frimpong. He'll wear the number 30, guys. What are we saying? It's officially confirmed now that Jeremie Frimpong will wear the number 30. What are we saying? W's? I'm saying W's because that's a unique number. I love players having unique numbers because they just become memorable for that specific number. Who's the... guys, and let's test our the ball knowledge in the building because I don't have the answer for it. I think a lot of fans will buy Trent's shirt. Yeah, 100% Charlotte. 100%. Especially with the hype around him. But yeah, guys, what are we saying? I think it's a W because, like I said, I love players having unique numbers. I really do. Who was the last Liverpool player to wear the number 30? I got a question for you guys because I don't know the answer for that. Let's see if any of you guys have elite ball knowledge. Like if you're a fan of the manga Captain Tsubasa. Uncle Joe, I gotta be honest, I can't hit that like because I don't know. I don't know that one. I gotta be honest. Bargain price. Iconic number 30. Have you seen that Man City want Kirkaz? Yeah. And he's gonna be in Manchester tonight. What would your number be, Leo? You guys wanted 69. Man, Frimpong is so much like Trent. I feel like we got him back already. He'll wear the number 30. I'm buzzing. I love that he'll have his own unique number to create history with. Suso! Oh, I should have remembered that. Suso! I loved him as a player. Oh, bro, I love him as a player. Damn. Guys, I remember Suso. I used to be so hyped. I thought he would go on to really do so well for Liverpool. Damn. Damn. Suso, yeah, right. But what number would I wear? I don't know. I mean, I think I would play fullback. I think... Do you think we'll retire the number 66? Farhan, no, but I don't see another player taking the 66 because it's just like a unique number. You know what I mean? But I don't think we'll retire it. Mabeen, love from Iran. Sending my love back to Iran. What's good? Is his number confirmed? Yeah, Allah, I just said, breaking news, Jeremie Frimpong will wear the number 30. So the same number he wore at Bayer Leverkusen. The same number. Do you have a template or editing that you use to make these pictures on Insta so fast? Yeah, LFC Avery, I have basically templates that I prepare at the start of the season on Adobe Premiere. You know, so like this, actually I had this prepared already because I knew that I had a good feeling that he was going to wear the number 30. So I had this drafted already. So that the moment it was confirmed, and it's just been confirmed by Fabrizio, I was ready to put it out. Suso, damn, I need to get an update on my ball knowledge. I should have gone that too, because like I said, I really was a fan of his. I would get so hyped about him in the preseason, but it never ended up working out. I was a fullback too, but I weirdly had number 11. That's a good number though. That's a class number to have. Damn. That is a class number, bro. As a United fan, I think it's a bargain to sign Frimpong at such a low price. How do you think Cunha will do at United? United, I think Cunha is a class player. I think Cunha will do well at United. The only thing I would be a bit worried is that some of the stuff he's done off the pitch. He seems like he has a bit of a temper and stuff, but I'm sure he can sort that. But no, I think he's a top player. Did you see the goal he scored at Anfield this season? He is a really good player, and I think he can be a difference maker from you from week one. Sonny Riley, thank you very much for the super chat and the support. Big up in the building. Is he going to be at Anfield on Sunday? I think he could be in the stands. I think he could be. I'd wear 26 because it's kind of realistic and it's the one I always pick on my player's career. Oh, that's sick. That's a unique one. Unique one indeed. Jeremie Frimpong. Bobby. I don't actually play for a club anymore, but I used to wear 14 as a striker, and then the coach found out I played goalkeeper and stuck me in net. Oh, damn, oh, damn. Leo, I'm not a United fan. I'm an Atleti fan, and I will never be associated with one. But do you think Glory, Glory, Man United song is fire? No. 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 But Siberian Republic, do you think there's a chance, and I'm sorry to say this because you're obviously an Atleti fan, do you think there's a chance that Julian Alvarez could leave your club this summer? Do you think there's any chance Liverpool could sign him? Because for me, he'd be my top target. He's my dream signing this summer. But obviously, he only just joined you a year ago. So do you think there's any chance that he could leave? You're probably going to say no. Sunny, thank you again for the super chat, who says there's a certain Arokodare, I don't know how to say, from Gon, fast and prolific. Let me look at his stats this season. Sunny, is that who you would want us to sign? Is that who you would want us to sign? Akro? No, Aro. Aroko. Aroka. Yeah, so his name is Arokotare. Nigerian, 24 years old. Bro, you're saying... Let's see his stats this season. Prolific. In the Belgian league, he had 21 goals from 39 games. In the Belgian league. What do you guys think? He's 24 years old. The problem is he's Nigerian, so he would be off to AFCON as well. So I don't know about that one, Sonny. I was saying before, when we were talking about Osimhen, for example, I don't think we're going to sign a player that's off to AFCON because we're already going to be losing Salah during the festive period. And I just don't think we go for that type of profile due to that reason. It would be such a blow to lose 2 goal scorers at the same time. Yes, Cold Omar. Let's go. Nah, bro, we gotta get Ibu Konate. I see some people saying that we should sell Ibu Konate. Bro, instead all our energy should be focused on how do we get Ibu Konate to extend. He's a top defender. And trust me, replacing someone of his ability will cost 60 million plus in the market. It really will. And he's already Premier League proven. And proven to be really, really good alongside Virgil. Sam, I would rather PSG win the Champions League because I'm going to be in Paris during that time. So it's going to be a crazy party. But also because my very close friend Pablo is a huge PSG fan, watches every game. And my uncle as well. So for them, I would want that for them. Could Frimpong be key to us getting Wirtz? I'm not so sure. Because I don't know if they're close or anything like that. Literally not me thinking that Alvarez Masterclass versus Betis could be his last game. Oh my god, bro. So you think it's possible? Pakistan Ball says, I'm a Barca fan, but congrats on Jeremie. Wish you success next season. Do you think we could meet in next season's Champions League? I think with the new format, definitely. And I would love that. Liverpool-Barcelona, that's an iconic matchup. Bro, there's nobody in the market to replace Ibu right now. That's what I mean. We need him to re-sign 100%. What should we do with Costas? I think he will leave LFC Avery because I think we could get more money for Costas this summer. So I think that's the one we sell. We probably can sell him for 15 to 20 million pounds is my guess. So yeah. Gabe says, what do you think Robbo's role will become if Kirkez arrives? I think he'll be a squad player. I think he'll be the backup to Kirkez. From match week 1, Kirkez would be the starter in my opinion. And he would be a squad player. So playing cup competitions, be a leader behind the scenes, and be a mentor as well for the young players. So I think that's one of the reasons why we will want to keep him around. More than Costas probably. Also, like I said, because Costas can get us a bigger fee in the market. Big up Jay, the journalist. Thank you for the support. Will Stefan Bajcetic become a bench player or loaned again? I don't think we're gonna loan him again. I think either Slot sees him in preseason and he thinks he's good enough to get proper minutes this season as a squad player, or he sees him in preseason and he thinks he's not gonna suit his system or he doesn't see a future for Bajcetic, and then I think we sell him this summer because there'll be lots of clubs interested. Yeah, Robbo as a mentor is exactly what I think will happen. Exactly what I think will happen. O'Brien says, I think Costas will also want to leave if Kirkez joins. Absolutely. I think he knows his role well, and I love him for that. Forever grateful. Yep. He's been fantastic. I think we signed him, for only 11 million, I think. So not only has he been a fantastic squad player for us over the years, brought those good vibes, clearly loves the club. I think if we sell him this summer, we'd make profit as well. So he's been a great signing for the squad. I find it so exciting that we won the league with this current team, but we're making it even better by signing these top players. We have to, though, because Arsenal will be better the next season. If they don't have the injuries that they got this season and they sign a top striker like Gyökeres and they'll sign an elite player like Zubimendi, Arsenal will improve. So if we don't, and Slot said this in his press conference, if we don't evolve and we don't improve, we're not going to win the league title next season. It's going to be more competitive. Man City is going to be much better than they were this season. Rodri will be back. And like I said, Arsenal will be an even better team. What do you think happens with Joe Gomez? Matthew, I think it all depends on what bids come this summer. I think if a decent bid comes in for him, I could see him leaving the club. I could see it. Same with Kwanzaa. I think we'll keep hold of him if there's no major bids. But let's say someone bids 35 million plus and apparently Newcastle and some Bundesliga clubs are interested, I could see us accepting it. So it all depends on the money, I think. All depends. Very few players, I think, in the team are really priceless. For example, I would say Maka, Gravenberg, no chance we sell them. But some other players like a Harvey Elliott, I do think we have a price for him. And if a team is willing to pay that money, that we'd let them go. Where you watch the game on Sunday, Sam, I'm going to be in Liverpool. So either if I'm able to get a ticket somehow last minute at Anfield, otherwise I'll go to a pub. So I don't know yet. What's going to happen. Fury says, do you think United and Spurs are going to have a similar season? Nah, bro, completely different seasons because this game decides both of their seasons. And that's why I'm really excited for Wednesday night. Like, I'm so curious to see how it's going to go down. But literally, this shows how like harsh football is because you're talking about potentially 90 minutes deciding whether your season is literally a success or a complete failure, and I think there's obviously more pressure on United, but yeah, whoever wins that Europa League on Wednesday, I think it automatically becomes a very successful season, genuinely, because it's a European trophy and Champions League football. But whoever loses that with the league positions they're in, it's a disaster of a season. So I think they'll have drastically different seasons, and it's literally just based off one game, 90 minutes, which is crazy. Theo says, "Do you have a Liverpool membership?" Yes, I do. I do indeed. I've had it for a few years. Kat says, "You drink, Leo?" Yeah, I do love. I do love beer. I'm not gonna lie. And I live in the north usually, especially in Lille. People love beer, and the beer there is so good because it often comes from Belgium. So, yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I do love beer. Red Rebellion says, "I will be uploading a video soon breaking down our current squad." Love it. Love that. Jonathan David, Shiv, I think he would be a great squad player, but I don't think he's going to be. I don't think we're going to be able to offer him a starting position, and that's what I think he's looking for this summer as a free agent. Leo, staying for the parade too? Yeah, Alex, of course I'm also staying for the parade. I'm staying till Tuesday. That's when I head back to France. Could Frimpong lift the title with us? Nah, that wouldn't be right, bro. He wasn't part of the team. Just like Frimpong, of course, shouldn't be on the parade bus either, bro. He just signed. He's not part of this winning team. But in the future, of course he should if we win things. Tomorrow's prediction, I do think United will go on to win. I do think so. Isn't France meant to produce really good wine? Yes, really good wine. But I'm less into wine. That's the thing. I don't love wine. I don't, but definitely France is more known for that. Like I said, even when I live in the north, Patrick, the beers usually don't even they come from Belgium, which is only like 10 minutes away from Lille. But even beers are much better in Belgium than they are in France, I'd love to see you a bit tipsy on stream, Leo. Cat, yeah, that would be fun. That would be fun. We could do that one day. What do you think about signing Cherki? I would be all for it, bro. All for it. Trust me. It's just, what do you want to join as a squad player is the question. Shout out to you, FootTube10. Do you think Kirkez and Frimpong's defensive ability is a little questionable, though? Not Kirkez, but Frimpong, yes. And I'm not even sure we can properly judge Frimpong, but that's even more of a concern. Frimpong hasn't really played in a back four in a long time, because for the Dutch national team, I believe he plays as a wing back, and for Leverkusen he played as a wing back, so he barely had to really focus on his defensive duties. So I'm not even sure people can properly kind of judge, given I never saw him play in a back four. So yeah, questionable for sure because we haven't seen it. But do I trust Slot to improve him in that department? 100%. Look how much Trent, you can criticize Trent all you want, but I think this season he's come leaps and bounds defensively. I think he's improved a lot defensively, and I think that's down to Arne Slot's coaching on the training ground. Do you think Trent will be a success at Madrid? Yes, I think he will. I think he will do well there. And the reason I think he'll do well is especially the fact that Xavi Alonso's taking over and he's going to be playing as a wing back, as a right wing back. So Trent will be able to focus more on the attacking side of things than the defensive side of things. And we know when Trent can have that freedom to just attack, he's elite. So again, this just shows how I'm not bitter. Like, I've just moved on, bro. I've moved on. I'm excited about our future, but I'm not going to be deluded and say, oh, he's going to flop at Madrid. I don't think he will. I think he's going to be a success there. And like I said, that's because he'll play right wing back. Xavi Alonso plays very attacking football. That's going to suit his qualities. And that's why I do think Trent will end up being a successful signing for Madrid. I really think so. Matt says, Leo, have you seen Frimpong's respect short class just like the rest of our lads? Latest is City in for Kirkez, but not bothers as he's keen to join his captain. You'll never walk alone. Absolutely, Matt. And yeah, no, Frimpong is going to be such a vibe in that dressing room. I can't wait. I cannot wait, bro. So exciting. scenes if Fermi walks in and recreates his "You alright, lad?" to Cody. Oh, Patrick, I think we got to do something like that around the announcement. Or he does a Scouse accent. That would be so good. Bro, I can't wait for him. I can't wait for him to be around our team and seeing the inside training, seeing preseason with Frimpong in the squad, bro. He's going to bring the good vibes. Oh my god, the already incredible vibes are about to be elevated with Jeremie Frimpong in the building. Do you watch Formula 1? No, I don't. Jurgen to Rome. Nah, his agent turned that down already. Turned that down already. Who do you think is the most underrated player at Liverpool? That's a tough one. I think probably Szoboszlai. I think I would say Dominic Szoboszlai because look at the amount of criticism he got this season. He's people saying he's not getting enough goals, he's not clinical enough in the final third, this and that. I really think if you ask Anne-Slot, let's say you were just having a coffee with Anne-Slot and he was talking to you like openly, I think he would tell you Szoboszlai is absolutely crucial to the way he plays, absolutely crucial to this team. And I feel like not enough fans, even within our own fan base, don't recognize Szoboszlai and the efforts he put in for us. So I would say probably most underrated, I would say Dominic. I would. And I do think there's also still a lot more to come from him, you know, because of his ability. We saw yesterday his striking ability as well. Musiala or Wirtz, Leo, they're very, very close, Frankie. But I will say, when I watched Germany at the Euros, for me, Wirtz edged it for me when I would watch Germany. But again, that's just a few games, but it's at the highest level. But when I was watching Germany, I thought Wirtz was slightly better. But like I said, it's so difficult. They're both incredible talents. Incredible. Frimpong is signing is to help Salah. Salah gets into 2v1s constantly. That's true, guys. Imagine how much more difficult it's going to be to defend Salah when he has Frimpong bombarding with the overlapping run. That's going to make it harder to defend, which is going to open up space for Mohamed Salah. I like that shout as well. Very much. Milos Kerkez. Hungarian. Yes, bro. Look, Patrick, I'm pinning you, but I don't understand how this works. I pin you and it barely stays that long. I don't understand how that works. Let's see how long it stays. It only stays for a minute. That's what it's saying here. Let me see. It's saying it can only be pinned for a minute. I don't get it. I don't get it. What's your favorite ever Liverpool kit? Oh, it's hard to say. I think probably the candy one. By the way, congrats to Dom and his wife. 100%. First child. He announced it yesterday with the celebration. Who will win the World Cup? Hopefully France. Siberian Republic says who will win the Club World Cup? Hopefully not Real Madrid. Hopefully not Real Madrid. Freed from desire. Na 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 na. No, apparently the reason why we haven't had the Here We Go on Kirkez, apparently the reason is because we're trying to negotiate the fee. It seems like we don't want to pay the 45 million pound fee that they're asking for, and we're trying to negotiate for less, like around the 38 million mark. So apparently that's why it's advancing, but apparently yeah, we're in negotiations over the fee right now. That's what the reports are saying. Big up Sleeping Dragon from Liverpool. You'll never walk alone. I will be in your beautiful city on Friday. I cannot wait. I cannot wait. Cannot wait. Who's a better legend at Liverpool, Bobby or Trent? No, I don't like to compare legendary status. Fetty. What I will say is the farewell Trent got. Well, he didn't even get a farewell in his last away game versus what Bobby Firmino got. I think is very telling how the fans feel about the way those two players left. But maybe, I guess, when you're a Scouser, you're also judged a lot more harshly. I know City are trying to get in that deal. Lewis Steele, by the way, who's a reliable journalist, said Florian Wirtz likes the idea of playing for Liverpool, and Liverpool are pushing hard to sign him as the money is there. Oh my, you guys. We gotta get this deal done. We gotta get this deal done, bro. Please. Please. We need this. It would be unbelievable. Wirtz or Shaki, bro, not even a question. No, 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 no. Yeah, what I'm hoping is Leverkusen don't want to sell to their straight rival in Bayern, especially a young player like that could dominate for 10 years, So my hope is that they're also on their end pushing Florian Wirtz to decide on wanting to move to Liverpool so that he doesn't have to go to a straight rival. That's kind of where I have hope, not knowing obviously how things are going in live time, because he's probably speaking to his family, researching, doing all sorts of things to make up his mind. You know what I mean? I think that's what we're trying to do. That's what Liverpool's trying to do, convincing him. How much would Wirtz cost? 100 million plus, but he's worth it. We're getting Hato 1,000%. I hope so. Just memes. I really hope so. But all right, guys, this is going to be the end of this specific stream. You guys. But there will be many, many more to come. What's guaranteed is tomorrow night, I will be live for the Europa League final. But who knows, with the way that we're moving in this transfer market that hasn't even opened, by the way, there could be another spontaneous live to come. So let's see. But I got to go right now because I gotta have lunch before meeting my friend. But yeah, guys, I will see you very, very soon. Have a beautiful rest of your afternoon. Hopefully we get more advancement on that Kirkes deal, and hopefully Wirtz starts leaning more and more to wanting to move to England and wanting to move to Liverpool. Come on. Oh, you got to show me, Patrick. Okay, we'll talk about it. Ciao, guys. I'll see you very, very soon. Have a beautiful rest.